The first fight on the card was Micheal Chiesa v Diego Sanchez, and Micheal Chiesa welterweight clash. Micheal Chiesa dominated Diego Sanchez in a very one-sided fight. Micheal Chiesa controlled the action, and he dominated on the ground. There was many times he got him in uncomfortable positions, and could have taken him out in the second round. But Diego Sanchez managed to survive. It was a really dominant and great performance by Micheal Chiesa. I'm not sure he was favourite to win this fight. I think Diego Sanchez, many people had Diego Sanchez favourite to win. And Chiesa came out and put in a brilliant performance and really stamped his authority on the affair. He looked a much stronger, physically stronger man in the fight. He just looked like the boss in there, if I'm honest with you. Many times, showing better technique on the ground, just really putting Sanchez under pressure a lot of the times during the fight. Now, I want to speak about the welterweights in the UFC. A lot of you have asked me, the welterweights in the UFC look massive compared to welterweights in boxing. The reason why this is because the welterweights fight at 170. They're a lot bigger. So really, the welterweights are like the light heavyweights. But one thing I've noticed about UFC fighters, right? They just look a lot bigger than the boxers. Even the light heavyweights don't have some of the physiques that these welterweights have. These welterweights are massive. If you look at Tyron Woodley, for example, he was like, I believe he was a welterweight. He was massive. He was in unbelievable shape. Like he looked like a bodybuilder, and he looks huge. A lot of UFC fighters have those physiques. Now, a lot of boxers. There are some boxers with those physiques, but I think UFC fighters, you see a lot of them with those type of physiques. In boxing, they say having a muscular physique is not always great because you can get tired a lot quicker. You're carrying a lot of muscle. And Andre Ward said it that having a muscular physique doesn't help you in boxing. It doesn't. It probably has more of a negative effect than a positive effect. And he even said Tim Bradley was one of the few fighters that was successful with that kind of physique. We see him with Anthony Joshua. He's very successful. A former unified heavyweight champion. But many people have criticized his physique and said, his physique affects you. Whereas these UFC fighters seem like they have good stamina. Obviously, they're not boxing here. They're grappling. They're taking breathers. I also see in the UFC the pace slows down a little bit. I do think when they get to the ground and they're grappling and wrestling and all of that, that takes it a lot out of you. Because if you're doing that with somebody for 2-3 minutes, that tires you out. Because I used to remember wrestling with my brother. It used to be knackered after that. So these guys have a lot of fitness. They must be really, really fit to do what they do. Although, like I said, in boxing, I think the intensity is probably a lot higher because they're not always in the grappling position. They can get up, they can slow the pace. As I saw John Jones and Thiago Santos, they were fighting at a very slow pace, so it was different. Whereas Micheal Chiesa, for majority of the fight, had Diego Sanchez on the floor, which for me, that would be very tiring, wrestling and grappling, especially when you're being dominated as well. When you're being dominated, right, on the ground, it's probably the worst thing because the other guy's obviously got the energy because he feels like he's about to get you out of there, and you're like trying to stop him from being the dominant person. So it's really difficult in UFC when you're on the ground. That's why I say on the ground is really, really hard. But what did you guys make of this fight? Micheal Chiesa dominating Diego Sanchez. Did you guys expect this result? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.